Counter Extremism Group is a new UK-based think tank that has been established to help politicians, government officials, the media, general public inform them on the threat from extremism and what we can do to lessen that threat.
I think this area is obviously incredibly important in terms of national security and public safety, first and foremost. But also, when you're grappling with the policy issues that arise, it's more than that. It's also it's thorny, it's complex, and it's really difficult questions. This isn't sugar tax or seatbelts. This is about people's ideas. It's the very things that animate us, and trying to put asking governments to put to stop that or to limit that in any way is hugely significant and shouldn't be undertaken lightly. And so balancing tackling ideologies and the people that promote them while at the same time respecting free speech is just a fascinating debate to be a part of.
It's been 15 years since Al-Qaeda carried out their terrorist attacks in London on 7th of July 2005. Since then, we've seen a string of other attacks in Manchester, in London Bridge, in Westminster, in Woolwich, in Streatham. And so the threat from terrorism and extremism more broadly is ongoing, yet it's also one that's not necessarily well understood.
Violent extremism is often more easily identifiable. These are individuals who follow an ideology that sanctions suicide bombings, terrorist activity, brutal murder, things that people easily identify as terrorism and as wrong. But then there's the other end of the scale. There's an ideology that follows similar aspirations but doesn't sanction that violence and that brutality, and often adherents of non-violent extremist ideology act within the law. We see that here in the UK. Non-violent extremists often act using the democratic process, and that makes it even more complicated and even more important, really, to understand and to challenge.
Our task is to not only identify the problems, but also identify solutions. So, are there any gaps in legislation? Is the prevent strategy working correctly? Is the counter-extremism strategy working correctly? What more can we do to prevent the next terrorist attack taking place? These are the kind of questions that we're going to be looking to address.